Jesse McDougall here. I just finished a book last night, but I'm not going to do a review on that book. There was an article that came out today. My friend Michael Jonathan Harvey, who's a beast, he shared an article on Elon Musk about how he revealed his plan yesterday to get 1 million humans on Mars. Yes, 1 million humans on Mars. Okay, so that gentleman's name is Elon Musk. Don't know what Elon Musk is? It's okay. I read this book about 2 years ago, and I didn't know who Elon Musk was. I was listening to a bunch of podcasts, Tim Ferriss, quite a bit, and on his podcast, a lot of his guests were saying, because Tim Ferriss asked like the same questions over and over to different people to see their different reactions, which is kind of a cool way to do it. A lot of successful businessmen, not just businessmen, but like other people with unique lives. There's the one guy, he helped musicians out, very successful, worked with everyone in the industry, and he really looked up to Elon Musk. So Elon Musk is like the definition of what you can achieve through entrepreneurship and kind of following your passion and building your life the way you want and all that kind of stuff. So about this book here, I think this is the only book released on him. I believe, I'm judging and making opinion, but Elon's very particular about what news and media comes out about him. He responds to all the media and stuff himself. What this book says, I don't know what actually happens in real life. It was by Ashley Vance, and it was a great book. I read the book like so fast. I'll give you the Coles Notes version of him. He was brought up in South Africa. His family traveled a lot. I believe his dad was, I'm not sure exactly what his dad did. It was something to do with the environment though. So he had a unique upbringing. When computers first came out, he was all over them, programming and figuring stuff out because computers just came out. So there was this new toy you could tinker around with and stuff like that. And I believe all the video games, he beat all the video games and stuff. So he just made his first video game. I don't know what it's called. You can look into it if you really want to know. Moving forward, they ended up in America, and he's the one who invented PayPal. A lot of us probably take PayPal for granted, but when the internet first came out, there's all this stuff, and like, how do you send money to people, over in Dubai or something? You'd have to go to Western Union to send money, and I think they take $10 for every $100 you send, and it just wasn't efficient at all. So something had to be in place so you can send money back and forth. You can email transfer money to anyone that didn't exist. So he made PayPal. PayPal's a pretty wild story. I love my cat. PayPal's a wild story. There's a great book called Viral Loop that that goes into the story of PayPal and other companies, internet companies that had viral loop techniques in them. But so PayPal's just pretty wild story on its own, but that's a whole other podcast. Anyways, he sold PayPal for $450 million. That was the sale price. Who knows what he put in his pocket? And at that point, most businessmen, they're done. Like, what else do you need to achieve in the business world when you sold a company for $450 million? What do you do? So, and this is where Elon Musk put himself into a new category, a renaissance man. He's like a Steve Jobs. 200 years from now, people will be talking about Elon Musk and how he was a tycoon and all this kind of stuff. So he's definitely I don't want to make comments, but like if he's surpassed, or he's definitely in the realm of Steve Jobs, Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, Isaac Newton, and a lot of people, I don't care if you agree with me or not. That's just the way it is. That's my opinion. But so what he did with his money, he started 3 companies because he wanted to focus on, okay, so where can I put this money to use to kind of further mankind? He's all about humanity, involving humanity. And he developed Tesla, which is the Tesla car company. I think it's solar energy. Pardon me if I'm wrong. So with the solar network, now you can drive a Tesla car from the west side of the United States to the east side of the United States, all on battery operated cars and Tesla charging stations. That's crazy. Like no fuel, none. You can get to the west side, to the east side of the United States without fuel. It's huge. Okay, and then he started SpaceX. And SpaceX was his company with the goal to get reusable rockets coming and landing. Those don't exist. He's the one making those. And his goal by the time he leaves the planet is get a human colony on Mars. Whoa, those are some big goals, man. And it's just really awesome to see when he talks about the stories of Tesla, his solar company, and SpaceX, and all the troubles he's gone through, and the ups and downs and stuff like that, and how so many critics wrote him off. And because there's so many people that have tried to get into the space industry and they just lose millions and millions of dollars. And there's a lot of businessmen that have sold companies and gone on to take that next step to do something huge, and they lose all their money. It's pretty wild to see. So this is a good book. It goes into detail about all these stories. I haven't really been following too much about Elon's story because I follow my own story. I try to paint my own picture in life. So, but I see articles here and there, and it's pretty amazing. It's pretty wild if you were to work at a place like that, say SpaceX, where you're like, your goal is to put a human colony on Mars. Like that's what you're trying to do every day. Like that's pretty cool. It gives you kind of a reason to wake up. And I believe if you got a reason to wake up every day, you're going to live longer. That's for sure. Yeah, so this is definitely a good book. I'm going to say this book is good for, like, I don't know, man. This is beyond entrepreneurship. This is just someone that has a defined purpose in life, and they know what they're doing. And it's just pretty amazing to see people lead the way. And now with all the information coming out and books like this, it's pretty awesome that, because 15 years ago, there was no, 20 years ago, 15, whatever it is, there was no internet. We didn't have access to all this wisdom, all this information. Like I wish I had access to this when I was like 10 or 8 or whatever, 12. That would have been great. But yeah, so Elon Musk, great book. I'll link the article in, or link the article in this blog post too. All right, thanks guys. Any questions, feel free to let me know. And thanks for the people that have been reaching out. I've met a few people so far just by making these blogs, so it's cool. Always look forward to meeting new people. Thanks, take care.